XRP's market cap is being manipulated to make the token look smaller than it actually is. In this video, I want to break down exactly what I'm talking about and show you guys what XRP's market cap would be if this manipulation would not be taking place. I think what you guys are going to understand is that XRP is actually much larger than many people truly understand, and this one simple trick is being used to essentially suppress the token. In this video, we're going to talk about that, so make sure to stick around for this whole thing. Like always, your support means so much to this channel. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like these videos and subscribe to the channel. These two simple things really do help me out so much. Also, if you're in a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out my favorite exchange Uphold down in the description of this video. With that said, though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I want to start this video out with just a quick legal update because I believe this is very significant to the entire cryptocurrency industry and actually directly impacts the chance the SEC may appeal the Ripple case. So what we found out the other day was that the SEC got one of their biggest wins to date in the Kraken case. Now, I covered that in my video yesterday, but there is some more nuance I want to bring to you guys because there is a lot in this ruling, and the more time legal experts have had to break down this ruling, the more we were able to pull from it and its significance. One of the things that I did not talk about in my video yesterday was that the judge in the Kraken case actually agreed with Judge Torres in that the tokens themselves are not securities. This was one of the biggest losses for the SEC in the Ripple case. The SEC tried to say that XRP itself, the token, is the security, and Judge Torres came out and said that was de facto wrong. XRP itself is not a security, and that is a matter of fact. The SEC can't even appeal that. Judge Torres made it so clear that the SEC was completely wrong on that issue. In the Kraken case, a judge actually took the same position. He took the position that there's no such thing as a digital asset security, and the tokens themselves are not securities. So this is a massive win because it further confirms that the SEC's theory that the tokens themselves are securities is likely a losing argument, and they continue to lose on this argument case after case. Now, the thing that didn't go as well for Kraken was the argument that secondary trading on Kraken's platform, those transactions are not securities. That charge is going to keep moving forward, which essentially means, is Kraken creating some kind of securities contract when they are buying and selling crypto tokens to users on the secondary market? Now, this is what the SEC wanted to win in the Ripple SEC case. The SEC wanted to make it so XRP tokens trading in the secondary market are securities. But the SEC's problem in that case was that Ripple really doesn't do a lot of secondary market transactions involving retail. Ripple is really working with institutions and just using XRP to move money from point A to point B. It really doesn't do much with buying and selling directly with retail. So the SEC's case against Ripple kind of focuses on secondary transactions, but Ripple's just not the right party to be going after. It makes so much more sense to go after an exchange which directly deals with retail, directly deals with buying and selling in the secondary market if you want to try to pin these crypto tokens in the secondary market as securities. The SEC going after Ripple for this charge is just much more of a stretch because that's not even Ripple's direct business line, right? Ripple's more focused on just moving money for institutions, not really buying and selling for profit on exchanges. But exchanges are directly involved in this activity. And this goes to a point I was talking about yesterday. What is so important to understand is that for what the SEC wants to achieve, the Ripple case is not the case they are likely going to want to pursue to the Second Circuit. And that's because if the SEC really does want to focus on secondary market transactions, which seems to be kind of the best chance they have of getting any regulatory advantage over the industry, that's going to be going after the exchanges that directly deal in the secondary market. Now, if the SEC appeals the Ripple case, takes it to the Second Circuit, and loses, that could create precedent that could sink their other cases against players like Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance. But if the SEC instead chooses to drop the Ripple case, or not necessarily drop it, but not pursue an appeal to the Second Circuit, then the SEC can say, okay, we lost that one, but we have a much stronger case against these exchanges, which are directly dealing with the buying and selling in the secondary market. The SEC is also going to have to evaluate whether or not they have more luck with a judge in one of these cases. Obviously, Judge Torres kind of dropped the hammer on them. Judge Torres called them unfaithful to the law, hypocritical, all kinds of other things. Judge Torres probably isn't going to be the judge that is ultimately going to be reversing any of these decisions in favor of the SEC. But the Kraken judge was actually more favorable towards the SEC's position. So I believe the SEC should be really making a risk analysis call right now. Hey, should we just give up on the Ripple case and move forward with a case that we are having a lot more success in? That's what I believe is ultimately going to happen. Now, just to be clear, and I know you guys know this, I'm not a legal expert, and legal experts really are all over the place in terms of this issue, but I'm taking the contrarian view here and saying that the SEC won't appeal. I really don't think they are going to, based on some of these other stronger rulings, but at the end of the day, it's just my opinion, but this should at least get you caught up on my thesis for why that's not going to happen and some of the facts behind it for stronger cases the SEC might be able to pursue over the Ripple case that could damage a lot of their stronger cases in the pipeline at the moment. I want to move on and just quickly bring something else to your attention before we get into the market cap suppression of XRP. And that's the fact that Ripple is now relisting banks on their website. Now, there was this whole weird phase in the XRP community where everyone is saying Ripple's done with banks, Ripple's not working with banks anymore. I always thought this was weird because at the same exact time that people were saying that, Ripple was literally announcing that they were working with central banks. But whatever, I guess people just needed to see it back on Ripple's website, because what we're seeing now is banks are back on the use case for Ripple's website. It was pretty obvious to me that during the entire Ripple SEC case, Ripple just had to change some of their marketing and be ultra conservative around some of the things they were putting out. They probably knew that banks ultimately were going to have a hard time working with them with the ongoing Ripple SEC case. So Ripple probably just removed it from their website to focus on players who didn't have the same restrictions based on the ongoing legal action by the SEC. But now that the case is over, Ripple has banks back on their website, specifically put Bank of America back on their website. And it just goes to show, like, Ripple never pivoted from banks, right? Ripple just was in an environment in the United States that made it really hard to work with banks. So it probably didn't make sense to make it their focus at the time. But I still believe banks are an obvious use case for using these digital assets to move money faster and ultimately upgrade their own infrastructure to a digital asset system. Overall, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. This is another one of those points that a lot of people got concerned about, a lot of people got scared about. But what I see is Ripple's continuing to work with banks, Ripple's continuing to work with central banks, and banks are an obvious use case for their technology. I don't see that changing, even if they had to move some of their marketing around because of the Ripple SEC case. Guys, I want to finish this video off and talk about XRP's market cap suppression, because this is something that I believe is fascinating. No one talks about it, and it's just so weird to me. So I really got thinking about this because Abs from Good Morning Crypto tweeted out this chart of XRP flipping USDC's market cap, and it shows USDC at a $34 billion market cap and XRP at a $35 billion market cap. Okay, no big deal there. Just wanted to read you those numbers. But I was looking at it and I was like, it's so funny that this is the case because XRP's market cap is really much bigger. And a lot of people don't truly understand this, but the way CoinMarketCap actually runs their calculation for market cap on CoinMarketCap is they do the price of the token times their made-up definition of circulating supply. Now, why do I call it their made-up definition of circulating supply? Well, according to them, only 56 billion XRP is in the circulating supply, and that's all the XRP that's not in the escrow. But the fact of the matter is almost every single XRP in existence has been in the circulating supply before. XRP has been unescrowed and then re-escrowed and then unescrowed and re-escrowed. So it's really just constantly moving in and out of that Ripple wallet, meaning that the XRP in the escrow isn't necessarily not in the circulating supply. It just can't be in the circulating supply at that given second. But no other token really has this restriction on it. Take a look at Solana. There's no circulating supply thing here. Solana, they just print tokens to oblivion, and every single token they print counts towards the circulating supply. All the Solana Foundation's tokens, all those count. All the tokens that aren't going to be moved for various other reasons, just like Ripple's escrow, all of those tokens count towards the circulating supply. Now, I don't think it makes any sense why Solana, Ethereum, and these other protocols can just have inflationary protocols constantly printing tokens to the market cap, and those tokens, regardless if they're locked up or not, count towards the circulating supply. I don't understand why in one scenario it's like that, and in the XRP ledger scenario, they just take half the tokens and say those don't count towards market cap. In my opinion, this does not make any sense in the slightest. All of these other tokens have lockups on the underlying token as well. They do that to make sure the Solana Foundation is always going to have Solana to ultimately build out the ecosystem. Pretty much that's the same use case for Ripple's XRP escrow. But when you go to CoinMarketCap, they just don't even count any of those escrowed tokens towards the circulating supply even though they have all been in the circulating supply before. So the argument I'm trying to make is that Ripple's or XRP's market cap should actually be double what it is, because they should be counting every single token on the open market. That would put XRP's market cap at about 62 billion, which would be right behind Solana at 75 billion. So I just think this is something that is severely slept on by the XRP community. I think it's one of those things that's just kind of quasi done to try to hold XRP back. Makes absolutely no sense to me why every single other token, they count every single token in existence, and for XRP, they just don't. They only count half the tokens. It seems like manipulation to me. It seems like something to make the XRP look It seems like something to me to make the XRP ledger look smaller. It seems like something to me to try to convince people of this idea that Ripple's dumping more tokens on the market. And the funny thing is the XRP ledger, that protocol is one of the few protocols that's actually sound money. It's deflationary. No other tokens will ever be created. All these other tokens are just constantly printing tokens into oblivion and inflating the circulating supply. So I think these are just all important things to understand when it comes to the tokenomics of a cryptocurrency network. No matter what you see on things like CoinMarketCap, it's important to realize that there is manipulation at place here. I think it's really done to just make the XRP ledger look smaller and try to reinforce this idea that Ripple's selling more XRP, when at the end of the day, regardless of Ripple is selling more XRP or not, all of that XRP is already in existence. All the XRP ever created has already been created. XRP is actually deflationary, and therefore all of the XRP that is in existence should be reflected in XRP's market cap, just like every other token on this website. Guys, I hope this makes sense, and I hope this gives you at least a different way of thinking about market cap, really show you that XRP's market cap is likely much bigger than websites like CoinMarketCap reflect. To me, it doesn't make any sense, but would love to know what you guys think. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate your support, and for now, Mickle out.